Hey guys, it's Josh here, and I've just finished Beta Weekend 3. What a ride it was, and I must say, all enthusiasm for the release of Guild Wars Tour has been restored. Having access to this Asura and the Sylvari was probably the best thing ever, and I'm so glad that they did it. As you might have known, there's some new features that were added to the game, and I guess I'll discuss them. The first thing that was added was Vistas. These are basically points of interest that you go to and you can interact with them, and it gives you a cinematic view of the surrounding area. At first I didn't really like these because I felt they were a bit pointless, for a lack of a better term, as especially in the Asura zone they are very compact and quite close together. Like literally there's one like 2 steps away from another, and I thought they were a bit too crammed together. But later on they do get separated quite a bit, and they're quite a lot of fun to do, and they break up they give some variety, and they break up and give some, yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. And it's kind of nice to give you a bit of experience, and then it gives you another thing to add to the map completion. They also added a new PvP map, which was a lot of fun. I did play a few PvP matches. Unfortunately I didn't manage to get any recorded, but oh well. My only complaint with it is one of the alternate objectives you can do besides capturing the points is you can attack the enemy base and kill their guild lord. This is not exactly hard to accomplish. You can break into their base by destroying one of 2 doors. One of them is easier to break through than the other, as the other is more reinforced. When your base is under attack, you get a warning message saying that your base is under attack. However, it doesn't bother to point out which side of your base is being attacked. So for example, I was in a match where it said the base was under attack, and I rushed to the base. Unfortunately, I rushed to the wrong door, and by the time I rushed to the other door, they had broken through already and killed our guild lord. This was pretty bad. The guild lord is very easy to kill. In another match, I single-handedly killed the guild lord by myself, and I was playing as a Necromancer, and it wasn't exactly hard to do, especially if you've got a bit of PvE experience. You know how to cut and dodge. So, and killing the guild lord is almost an automatic victory. It gives you an insane amount of victory points for the PvP match, and if you kill the enemy team's guild lord, it's almost a guaranteed victory. And I just feel that they need to give more information. They do warn you that your base is under attack, and they tell you your guild lord is under attack. But by the time you're warned, it's too late. Especially since they don't bother to tell you which doors are under attack. But that's a bit too much negativity. I had a bit of fun with the map. The only thing in PvP I didn't enjoy was PvP was absolutely infested with rogues. I swear, out of every match I played, 70% of all teams were rogues. In fact, I even played against an enemy team that literally was just only rogues. And I think definitely there needs to be some balance maybe in PvP with rogues, because clearly there must be a reason why everybody's rolling them. And with the rogue, you just make the enemy's HP evaporate. All you do is you spam Heartseeker Strike, and that's all I've seen people do. And they win. So I don't know. I'm not too 100% with PvP, so I might just be inexperienced with dealing with it. But from what I've seen, it's a bit ridiculous. Anyway, moving back on to the list, they added the Sylvari, which were absolutely amazing, and I'll discuss my findings with them. First off, the character creation for the Sylvari was absolutely amazing. The amount of choices and variety you get there is astounding. The only thing I felt a bit lacking was there were a bit too few faces and a bit too few hairstyles with the Sylvari. But other than that, the choices are vast. You get multitudes of colours. I think there was 4 whole pages of colours for skin tones, hair colours, and then you also get marking colours, which I think it's marking colours. But anyway, you get 2 different other sets of colours. One of them is your colours, it's kind of like etching on your skin. You'll see it on my Sylvari. My Sylvari was black bark colour, and then it had like edging was red. Then you get to set a secondary color, which is often brighter than it, and this color is your luminescent color, which activates when it's you're in a dark area or it's nighttime. The Sylvari literally are luminescent and glow during the night cycle, and it looks absolutely amazing to see it. It's actually quite a lot of fun to see your Sylvari just suddenly start glowing, and I must say it's amazing. They've gone all out, I feel, with the amount of customization you can do with the Sylvari. A few of the choices don't really make sense to me, in my opinion. Some of the faces just look appalling, in my opinion, but I guess some people might want to do that. I just hope that that adds a bit more variety. Also, they need maybe a bit more ears as well, and like I said, hairstyles. The ears, there's some really strange ones there. You get basically pointy elf ears, and then you get stuff that are just like wood knots, basically. There's some really strange ear choices. But anyway, character creation was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. The intro area for the Sylvari is really great as well. I enjoyed it a lot. It's probably one of the most fun I've had in an area, and basically you're working your way through your dream, or the dream, sorry, not your dream, and through this you're fighting these nightmares that are manifesting in the dream, and at the end you fight this giant, it's basically a dragon, but it's made out of like roots and plants and stuff like that, and it looks amazing. After that, you're greeted with the starting zone, which in my opinion is probably one of the better starting zones. I probably had the most fun with that. In overall, the Asura zone is a lot more fun at the start, but the Sylvari zone as a whole I felt was a lot more well put together, and I enjoyed it a lot more. The quests are a lot of fun. It's mostly dealing with undead and these evil Sylvari, basically, which are like corrupted. And other than that, there's a few like taking care of animals that are like trying to like infest plants. There's a lot of spider killing, which is kind of weird, but oh well. Like there's spiders like that are trying to infest fern wolves, and there's also quite a lot of quests where you turn into different things. There's plant-like creatures. There's a quest where you turn into a Trent and you have to regrow a grove, which is a lot of fun, actually. Despite it might not sound that fun, but regrowing a grove, but the way you do it is a lot of fun. And I definitely show that off. And I completed the zone 100%, like I set out to do. Then you get another one where you turn into a fern wolf, hound, plant, dog thing, whatever they're called again. And you have to like sniff out spider eggs and kill the spiders, and yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. The Sylvari story, from what I've experienced, is really good. It's interesting to see. There's a lot of interesting characters, and obviously one of the firstborn Sylvari, Kaith, is absolutely amazing. I love her. She's just amazing. She's my favourite character probably in the entirety of Guild Wars. Well, maybe not exactly my favourite. I think her and Zoja have competition, but those two characters are definitely my top favourite characters I've ever met. The Sylvari story is, like I said, pretty good. No complaints. There's even with one of the things, there's even a hint of positive gay rights, which I guess is kind of nice. I don't know. It's kind of like that. You basically save a two male Sylvari couple, and it's kind of like it's a subtle way of like supporting, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, but anyway, with the Sylvari, I played a warrior, and I must say I had a lot of fun with the warrior. I was actually surprised. I didn't think I was going to have too much fun, because I've never liked up close and personal classes, unless it's like a tricky class where you have to manipulate the area and stuff like that. But I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of strange. The weapons were really good. I really enjoyed running a greatsword. In fact, I got rewarded with a really nice greatsword from my quests line. And once I got that, I basically never stopped using a greatsword, because that sword looked amazing, and all the skill animations for greatsword are amazing, especially that 100 blade strike or something like that. It's absolute. It looks really good. Also had a lot of fun running around with, I think it was the bow. The bow's got a really nice unique class skill. The thing that you build adrenaline for. You basically set an area on fire and you can shoot through it and, you know, get the combo field and all that. But on a whole, I enjoyed warrior. Probably still not going to be one of my main classes, but it's higher than some of my other least favourite classes. One of my complaints with warrior is their utility skills weren't that great, I felt. There weren't too many good choices, really. And some of them just felt pointless in certain situations. For example, I mostly ran their passive ones, where you just gain like flat attack power or stuff like that, and you can activate it to like gain extra attack power or for a brief moment, but then you lose the passive until it comes off cooldown. But other than that, I didn't run too many. I did try like running a banner and a shout that gave an attack buff for a boss fight event, which it worked out a bit, but I don't feel it was really worth it that much. Maybe I could be wrong, but I didn't enjoy it too much. The unique class mechanic for the warrior, I did enjoy it. Some of the weapon skills were better than the others, I felt. Like the one with the rifle does a lot of damage, but it's got such a long build-up time that I don't feel it's worth it. I got stunned very often while trying to channel it and activate it by just random monsters. And it's not like at least I don't think the monsters were saving the stun for me to try channel something, but oh well. Once again, the greatsword one was awesome. I enjoyed the longbow one, as I said earlier. Creating a fire field and comboing with that is great. The biggest problem I felt with warrior, and this is a problem that a lot of people have expressed, and I have to tend to agree, is the whole melee versus range debate. The game punishes you quite a bit for going into melee over range. With range, you can kite enemies, you barely take any damage, and when you are going to take damage, you can dodge. With melee, I feel it's a bit hard. You only got 2 dodges, and you have to be in melee range to deal damage, whereas with ranged, you don't have to be in melee range, you're constantly dealing damage. So, I don't know, the damage is definitely a lot bigger with melee. I mean, for example, with the warrior with the greatsword, 100 blade strike or whatever it's called, I think it's called 100 blade strike, or it's one of your main attacks. Literally just using that skill is enough to kill most enemies in one go, unless they're like an elite enemy or just an enemy with more HP or something like that. And you know, that's amazing. I don't think I can think of any skill that's ranged that can like one-shot an enemy, unless it's like just not a full creep, like, you know, just like one of the little critters. But other than that, yeah, I feel maybe Arenanet could maybe do something just for PvE to keep it balanced, because obviously in PvP, melee classes get the burst damage, but in PvE, you know, I just feel that they need to maybe do something with PvE. I'm not sure how. Maybe like, as long as you're not in you're not in the Eternal Battleground, or you're not in the Heart of the Mists or something like that, you get like a defense buff maybe or something. I'm not sure, because a lot of the, like for instance the bosses, they'll one-shot you and there's nothing you can do about it. You literally can't fight them in melee. You can risk it and like try get in a few swings or whatever, but then eventually that boss is gonna just instantly turn around and smack you and you die. And if you were fighting at range, that wouldn't be a problem. So yeah, hopefully they can look into it just for PvE, just to keep the balance in PvP, because a lot of people are actually playing melee over ranged from what I've seen in PvP, just because of the amount of front end damage you can do. Anyway, moving on to the Asura character creation. I feel I think the Asura needs a bit more work. I like their skin tones. They got a lot of grey and earthy skin tones because they used to be a subterranean race. So there's a lot of cool choices there. However, I don't like the fact that a lot of the female and male choices are mixed together. For example, the females and males share a few faces, and they share a lot of the hairs and stuff, and so you get these really creepy faces for like a female, and it's literally a male face, and I'm not sure why they're there, and why like some of the female hairs are with the males and why the male hairs are with the females, but I feel like they need to maybe add a bit more variety there. Other than that, there's some good choices. You get a lot of ears to choose from, which is quite cool, and I really enjoyed this Asura. I made a really cool female Necromancer Asura, and I really enjoyed her. She was a lot of fun to play, and she looked adorable until she opened her mouth and she has these like shark teeth, because the Asura just have those creepy ass teeth. Moving on to the intro area, the Asura intro I feel is a bit maybe too short. Out of all there's this one area basically that constantly gets skipped in my opinion, because the way the Asura area starts is you get told that there's a golem uprising. They tell you to head towards the portal. You're supposed to defend the portal, but 9 times out of like 10, I've only ever had to defend the portal once, and I went through the Asura starting zone like a good 5 or 7 times. I went through the area a lot, and I only ever had to defend the portal once. All the other times I just ran through and it said go through the portal. And that almost cuts the place in half because you're not doing that defending of the portal. And cutting the place in half, it's definitely probably the shortest intro area I've ever seen. And I feel that's maybe a bit bad. Maybe they can change it, I don't know. But yeah, the boss fight at the end is amazing. Seeing that cube golem, it looks really cool. I like how it's animated. I like how it assembles itself and how it dies and disassembles. It looks really cool, and I like its Gatling gun attack. It looks really good. The Asura intro area not the intro area, the starting area is full of charm and whimsy and crazy gadgets and inventions and things going wrong and inventions getting stolen, inventions going haywire. It is crazy, so much fun, and like I said, probably one of the best starting zones at the beginning. I feel it maybe gets a bit of a downslope and near the end, and that's why I feel the Sylvari starting zone as a whole is better. But yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot, especially like I said, the first few quests are a lot of fun. It's crazy to see all the things going on. There's so many interactions you can do, and there's interactions in the story that are different depending on if you're an Asura or if you're not an Asura. For example, there's a quest where you have to fix these golems. As an Asura, you get all these technological babble options like rewiring the flux drive or replacing the spark proxy drive, or I don't know. You get all these like weird answers. But if you play as any race that's not an Asura, all you get is the option to cut the red wire, the green wire, or the yellow wire, or something like that. Or like swear at it, or there's like curse at it, or something like that. Or like after you cut a wire, it'll say like the golem is still not working, and then like you get the option to like just like curse at it or like kick it or something like that. It's hilarious, just to show like how like smart the Asura are, kind of thing. I even got to see a glimpse of the Asura Zone finale fight, big one, like their Shadow Behemoth. And it's quite crazy. You go to this one area where there's portals to like a whole bunch of random biomes where you get like, there's like polar bears running around, there's like elementals running around, there's chaos beasts running around. It's absolutely amazing. And then at the end you fight a giant fire elemental, and it looks really cool. The fire elemental one-shot me, but that leaves a little to yeah, you'll see. Also, I must point out, there was this amazing quest in the Asura Zone. It was absolutely amazing. It was a chain quest, and you basically have to defend this one portal. We failed to defend the portal, unfortunately. There weren't enough of us, and I arrived a bit too late. And then we had to recover the portal pieces, because the rat people, I forget what they're called, the Skrit, I think, maybe. But anyway, they stole the portal, like, blocks for it. Anyway, you go recover those portal pieces, and then you rebuild the portal, and then you go into the portal. And you go to this other, almost dimension, this, like, fire realm. And through there, you have to do all these like, there's this, like, whole chain of quests that you do with one of those, like, Asura researchers, and it's absolutely amazing. It's probably one of the best dynamic quests I've ever seen throughout of Guild Wars, and I had so much fun doing it, and I can't wait for you guys to also see it. The Asura story is a lot of fun. It's kind of cool how all three choices that you get for the start, your academy is your first choice that affects your story. That's going to be your first plot of your story, is what academy you belong to, or whatever, what university or college or something like that. Anyway, depending on what that is, every Asura, no matter what, starts in an inventing contest as your first personal story, and the way that leads is depending on what college you chose or whatever. You get it. You submit a different invention, and then something goes wrong, or people steal your invention or sabotage, and it's hilarious how it goes. And I finished the first arc of the story with Asura. I also finished this first arc of the Sylvari, I forgot to mention. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I can't wait to see more. I actually personally limited myself only to the first arc because I don't want to spoil it all for when the release date comes, because I'm definitely going to be playing an Asura as my main character. They're definitely my favourite race, hands down. Anyway, I tried to play the engineer like I said I was going to, but there wasn't enough changed for me to legitimately say I'm going to record this again, because I've already got a Char engineer. They literally only changed a few skills, like one or two skills, like they changed the landmine skill, but other than that, like, it was still pretty much the exact same thing. And so they clearly haven't done the overall with the engineer overhaul that they said that they were going to do. So instead I played a Necromancer. I had played a Necromancer before in the previous beta weekend, but I didn't record it, and I only played it in PvP. This time I got to play it in PvE, and I must say it was absolutely amazing. The weapon choices with the Necromancer are really a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun using the staff, especially because of what I realized later was utilizing a combo field and a combo field finisher, or burst or something like that. I had this one mark that left like a poison in the area, and then I had this other mark that when it detonated, it had the combo finisher burst. So it would explode that combo field of poison and leave like 6 stacks of poison on all enemies in like the area around that mark, instead of just having like 1 stack of poison because they entered the area, and having a combo field that projectiles go through. So I was training eventually. I don't think it happened at the start until I realized it a bit later, but I was training together. I'd always start a fight putting down the poison field, which also slowed them, so they couldn't get out of the field in time, and then I detonate the field using the other mark, and it was absolutely amazing. I could do so much damage with the engineer. I mean, not the engineer, sorry, the Necromancer, and I had a lot of fun. Also liked running the axe. The axe is amazing. I tried using daggers for a while, but I don't like how close range it is. It's exceptionally close range, and you can't really tell the range it is. Like, for example, I was running dual daggers on my Elementalist, and you can kind of see the range because of your attack animations. With the Necromancer, with dual daggers, your attacks don't have like a visual representation of how long they are. So I would attack a monster and it would just say miss, 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 and I'd be like, oh, I'm not close enough. And literally you have to be almost on top of them with daggers with the Necromancer. So I didn't enjoy that too much. So my favourite weapons are probably the axe for one-handed weapons, and then the staff for two-handed weapons, because that staff is just amazing. So much area of effects, so much damage, so much fun. The Necromancer had a lot of the utility skills. Once again, I wasn't too overwhelmed. I feel that their utility skills shine better in PvP, especially the ones where you absorb nearby conditions from your allies, and then you get one where you can transfer conditions to enemies or heal based on your amount of conditions on yourself and all that. So I feel that there's more PvP centric. Their utility skills seem more PvP centric. I tried running the minions in the utility skills because I thought that would be more PvE, but those minions are so squishy. They survive almost nothing, no matter what they die. And it was a big disappointment in my opinion. They need to be a little bit tougher. The unique mechanic for the Necromancer is the Death Shroud or Necro Shroud or something. And all I can say is that thing is a lifesaver. You activate that when you're on low HP and you stay alive until the time runs out of the duration of your spirit energy or whatever. And it's absolutely amazing. There's nothing more I can say about that. That thing is a lifesaver. The only thing I have negative to say about it is at the start of the game in PvE, it takes so long to max out all your skills for that ability, because you can only be in it in a limited time, and you only gain experience to unlock the next attack if you kill an enemy. So literally you have to deal the finishing blow while in Necro Shroud form. And I found it was a bit hard to level up the skills straight away into max. But other than that, that's all I can really think of for the Beta Weekend 3. I had a lot of fun playing it. I should probably explain, I didn't get any commentary done. I really wanted to. I recorded about like 40 minutes of commentary for the Asura I managed originally. But my house this weekend was it was so noisy. There were so many people over. I had friends over. They were watching me play Guild Wars. I couldn't legitimately record without there being so much background noise, and I didn't think that would be enjoyable at all. So I planned to, but I feel kind of maybe that the silent one's better, because half the time I couldn't think of what to talk about, and half the time I was silent because I was listening to the dialogues and all the NPCs talking and all that, and I kind of was just engrossed in all the happenings of the world, and I kind of forgot I was trying to commentate. So there was awkward moments of silence, and I wasn't really prepared to commentate. But anyway, all I can say is if you haven't already pre-purchased the game, I highly recommend go pre-purchase. I'll put a link in the bottom where you can buy it directly from Guild Wars, from Arenanet themselves, and it's a digital copy. Though I'm sure if you go to your local retailer, you can get it. I mean, even here in South Africa, I managed to pre-order and pre-purchase it, and I'm getting my copy on the 25th. And I can't wait. The game releases on the 28th of August, but if you pre-purchase, you get access on the 25th. I believe if you pre-order, you get access on the 27th. You get 1 day instead of 3 day, which in my opinion, rather take the 3 day. You get to play on a Saturday versus playing on a Tuesday. And I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather play on a Saturday and have the weekend to explore a brand new game. That's all I can really think of. I haven't uploaded any of the footage yet. If you guys would like to vote on what I upload first, feel free to. Otherwise I'll just I'll roll the dice and I'll see whatever, but your choice is either upload my Sylvari warrior footage first or my Asura Necromancer footage first. Just leave a comment below and let me know which one you'd prefer to see, and whichever one gets the highest rating before I need to upload before I upload tomorrow, then I will let it through. And those are the ones I'll upload first, because there's quite a bit. I managed to get about, I think, 5 hours each for the Sylvari and Asura, which should be enough footage for around that should be enough footage for me to release a video every day until the release, hopefully. If not, I'll try maybe find something I can fill the gaps with, I'm not sure. but I'm pretty sure I've recorded enough footage for everything. Anyway, guys, if you've stayed through all of this, thanks for listening, and please like and leave a comment below. If you have any questions, feel free to post them, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.